Good evening, students. I am Vishesh Saxena. Today we discuss another important topic of commercial studies is forms of business organization. After expanding this topic in detail, we must know about what the business is all about. Business is an economic activity which is done for the purpose of earning profit. The objective of any business is to maximize the profit, increases the consumer base. Now, in this particular topic, we must understand about what are the different forms of the business organization exist in our society. The first form of the business organization that we know and the most oldest is sole proprietorship. First, the meaning of the sole proprietorship is single individual who manage the whole business. In our society, we must see that the kirana stores and all, they are the common form of the sole proprietorship form of the business organization. In this type of the business organization, one individual manage the whole affairs of the business and he is only liable for the whole profit and loss. So the first advantage that we derive from this form of the business organization is that one individual share whole profit and loss. In this form of the business organization, a one-man affair, he is managing all the things, sharing the profit and loss, managing all the businessmen, all the business activities and all the activities related to the business, and he is the whole sole owner of the business. He is managing all the affairs, he knows all the formalities of a business. Other than that, no one beside him with him he share his business secrets and thoughts. So in the sole proprietorship form of the business organization, the one individual manage the whole structure. As we all know, as an aspect of a coin, nothing is perfect in this world. So there are the various advantages. We study several disadvantages also in this form of the business organization. Why this is not so much successful? The reason is that one individual not expert in all matters. As we all know that an individual having expertise in some field, he doesn't know all the things. So this is the major disadvantage. Another disadvantage is that unlimited liability. What the liability is all about? Liability is that the business owes to the outside person. For example, if we take a loan from a bank, we must pay principal as well as interest to the bank. Whether the business is being earning profit or loss, this is not considered by the bank. So this is the major disadvantages. If the whole profit belongs to him, the whole loss also belongs to him. And another most important disadvantage that if the individual or proprietor dies due to any situation, there is no other one who manages the business after him. So this is being the major disadvantages. So the first form of the business organization structure is all about that the sole proprietorship form of the business structure that we study. Or other further disadvantages that we must go through and analyze is that the limited capital contribution. As we all know, an individual manage up to the capital in the business up to a limited extent if he is being managing all the things. So this is also the major disadvantages, because after some times he is being unable to expand the business because an individual has limit of his financial structure. So this is the first form of the business organization structure, sole proprietorship, in which we analyzes the various advantages and the disadvantages. Another form of the business organization that we must know from the point of view of a commerce student is that the partnership. What the partnership is all about? As a name suggests, partnership is a relationship between two or more persons sharing the business thoughts, any idea, any product, any event, and the object is to maximize the business and expansion of the business. The partnership is all about minimum 2% requirement essential. After that 10 in case of the banking business and 20 in other business. Partnership, if a partners want to register with the partnership firm, they have to go by through Act, the Partnership Act 1932. The reason is that why the partners want to register the firm, because in case of any legal conspiracies being arises in terms of the court, they have a legal evidence that the firm is registered, and all the things like capital contribution, sharing of profit and loss, any capital contributed by the partners is being according to the registered deed or act. So this avoid any future indifferences arises between the two partners. That's why if they want to register the firm, they can register it to avoid any legal issues and all. Now we must study the advantages of the partnership. What are the merits of partnership? The first is capital expansion. As the name suggests, more and more partners are in the business, so the more and more capital is being expended in the business. The meaning of the capital is the amount that we needed to start a business. Another merit point of this, that increases the activities. As more and more partners are in the business, so the work is divided between the partners, and it also increases the activities of more and more work as comparison with the sole proprietorship firm. Third major advantage is that managing internal and external affair of a business. Some of the partners decided that they manage the internal activities of the firm, while the other partner decided to manage the external activities of the firm. Now the question arises between the two, sir, what are the internal activities and what are the external activities? Internal activities of a firm, that within the firm, like legal documentation, what are the salaries that the partners is being offering, and all the external activities relating with the outside work like advertisement, sales promotion, what are the product that the firm is being manufacturing, and what the services that the firm is being able to produce. So they divided the work. Now after seeing the merit, we also go through to understand what the demerit portion is all about. The demerit portion is that indifference in opinion. As more and more partners are into the business, so sometimes in the near future the indifference is being arises because of the profits issue, capital contribution and all. Second thing is that if some partners are not actively involved, the firm is being sharing more and more losses. Third major disadvantage is that unlimited liability. If the profits belongs to the partners, the loss also belongs to the partners. And the fourth point is that insolvency. If any of the partners is insolvent, unable to pay the debts, the firm future is uncertain whether it is continued in the long run or not. So we studied two major activities of the business organization, the two major structure of the business organizations. That first is sole proprietorship and another one is of the partnership. Now we further move towards the third form of the business organization is cooperative societies. What are the cooperative societies? In our society, we must see that the various NGOs, non-government officials and all that, they are working for the development of a children. Like for example, we see that the child who are not having proper families and all, like orphanages and all, the NGOs, they are working for the development of a society. Sometimes the peoples who are not highly skilled, so some NGOs are being providing works to them, like manufacturing of clothes and all that, so they can manage their household activities and all. So the cooperative society is all about, it is being registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. The object is service motive. Various NGOs, non-government officials and all. Now what basically the objectives and merits of the cooperative society is that it is based on voluntary association. Two or more group of people, maximum 10, can form a society and work for the development of the people. Like in our society, we see that in any residential society, a residential framework is being framed, managing the activities of a society, working for the development of a society. Another objective is of, another merit we can say is that service motive. Third thing is that helpful to the needy. Another, one man, one vote. So this is the objective of the society, is development of a people, development of a societies and all. Like we see various NGOs and all that. These are being the merits. Now we must see what the demerits is have. Less capital contribution. In today's modern world, the peoples are more objective, favor towards more and more grasping of more and more money, so they are not in a favor of doing the services. So they are not providing maximum capital contribution for the development of a society. Another thing is that the objective of social welfare, it also hindrance the people why they work for the social welfare, because in this money oriented, the people want more and more money. Third thing is that conflict of interest. Some people join the society for the objective of earning profit, some people join the society for the social welfare, so there is a conflict of interest gap between the two individuals. So it also hamper the activities of a society in a well development process way. So we studied three types of business organization structure: sole proprietorship, partnership, and the cooperative. Now we study about the major joint stock company that exist in today's societies. What basically structure is all about? Joint stock company. Before going into depth, we must analyze that what the company is all about. Company is all about a separate legal entity which different from the individual. Like for example, if we take Reliance. Reliance is different. It is a company. It is an intangible assets. We can feel the goodwill of a company. And the Mukesh Ambani, who is the proprietor of a company, Nita Ambani, they are different. They are the individuals, and the company aspect is different. In company is all about the members may come or go, but the existence of a company is forever. Like for example, Reliance. The idea stated by Dhirubhai Ambani, growth is life. But as we all know, that is present moment of time, Dhirubhai Ambani is not there, but the legacy of the business is carried forward by the Mukesh Ambani and his wife and all. So the businesses continue and the businesses expand. As we all know, Reliance in each and every field, Reliance Trend, Reliance Communication, Reliance Life Insurance and all. So what basically the advantages of a company is having? First is a separate legal entity. Company is different and the individual who manage the affair of a company is different. Second is limited liability. What limited liability concept in the company is all about? That the individual is liable only to the extent of the share that he purchased. For example, that if Mr. A purchased a share of worth rupees 100, so he or she is liable for rupees 100 profit or loss, not other than that. Third thing is that common seal. In every matter of a company, a seal is being there. Like for example, if you purchase the policy of a Reliance, so we must having in the policy documents the seal of the Reliance Life Insurance Company. So it's differentiate from the company or from its owners. Another is maximum capital contribution. What the capital contribution is about? In company, the capital is being contributed by the shareholders who are the owners of a company. Now, what the disadvantages in this form of the business organization is that in a company, first thing is that professional management. Members may come or go, but the existence of a company is being forever. Second thing is that disadvantage is that company existence does not affect the individual existence. Company is permanent. Individuals may come or go, but the existence of the company is being forever. Third is all about the disadvantages is that different interest conflict. Some of the shareholders are working managingly well for the development of a company, some are not. So there is being a conflict. Sometimes the company are being earning more profits and sometimes it is being earning loss. So these are being some of the disadvantages because nothing is being perfect in this world. Now another form of the business structure that we see in our society is that about concept, a franchisee model. What this is all about, the franchisee model. As we all know that retail structure is very important part of our life. If we go to watching movies, PVR is being there, pre-and village roadshow, the full form of the PVR, Inox and all. So the franchising model is all about that. If an individual wants to do the business, he can take in the franchisee of, like for example, Sagar Ratna. If an individual wants to open a food chain, he or she is purchasing the franchisee of the Sagar Ratna and managing the business. He has to pay a certain form of money in the form of the percentage of the goodwill of a company and the rest of it shared by him. But what basically the advantages is that people purchase good reputed brand, franchisee structure, more capital contribution, large investment. So this form of the structure is also very popular. Now what the disadvantages is being that if an individual have not having proper capital structure, so he is not purchased the franchisee system. Second thing is that it inculcates mall society. The individual who not having the proper money in the hand is unable to go to these forms of the business organization to purchase the product of the services. Third thing is that not cater all the masses. Franchisee structure is only for the individual who having enough money in their hand, but the individual who is poor unable to go to these sorts of the franchisee structure because he is having less purchasing power as comparison with the other class of the society. So this is all about the forms of the business structure that we initiate from the sole proprietorship till current we see the franchising model. Thank you students for the patience.